It's March 21st, 2013, active planning board. Take a minute to read the minutes, and I'll take a motion. Everybody's voting tonight. Everybody that's here is voting officially. All right. Just so you know.
I'll move the accept the minutes.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All righty. Any changes, corrections? Odd comments? Other than Jessica Rabbit, who wasn't here, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
All those opposed, nay? That's done. Thank you. Now, new business, Zippo. Old business, stormwater, Linda Shire, all right. Linda Shire, did you all hear about the email that Linda Shire sent? She wants to come here to our next meeting and bring the Piscataqua River Estuaries Partnership peoples and to see if they can help us sell our stormwater ordinance to the town before the town meeting. So they've had it, she's had a copy, and she's probably forwarding one to the prep people. So we'll see what she has to say next meeting. We'll put her first too after the minutes, we'll put her up, right up top. And, you know, maybe we'll see what happens. Maybe there's something they can do for us. It's not too heavy-handed. Who knows?
In the past, when we've had ordinances, have we gone outside for help?
Not too often, no. No. That's why
Not
we're
at this stage.
well, no, we've never, no,
Oh,
we've
yeah,
never.
pamphlets, no, I don't remember.
Yeah, we've done that ourselves if we've done anything, and I don't even remember what that was. That was just probably ordinary literature anyway. We'll see what they have in mind. And we'll see what, kind of help we think we might need, if we think we need any help.
How much leeway do you have with this budget?
We've got a little bit of money here. I have no idea what, if they were gonna devise a little pamphlet, a little 1 or 2 page pamphlet that they would mail to just the people that this would affect, or the whole town. I have no idea what these things would cost. We'll have to find out what a rough idea is.
Mm-hmm.
And, we've got like $1,000 in a couple of spots in the budget, I think. And as far as I know, we've got no outstanding bills for any of this.
The only thing you have coming up is I do have to post the hearing in a couple of places, but I don't think that would be more than.
Oh, you mean in the paper?
Yeah.
Well, it's not really legal expense. What the heck would that be? Advertising. We've got $1,000 in
See, I don't
advertising
think,
public
I can't
notices.
imagine that would be more than
Oh, heavens no.
$1,200.
We got a couple ads in the, in the real paper.
Yeah, year
That's
to
about it.
date, 843.87.
But, we'll see what, what they think some of these things might cost, and if it's worth it or not. Just because we have the money doesn't mean we have to spend it.
Well, in past experience, how do we do money-wise in a given year?
It depends. It depends if we have, legal, if we ever have to talk to the lawyer for some reason, then boom, that blows that one right out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Some years we use Southern Maine Regional Planning for our own work versus, having a review a subdivision, which the developer would pay for. Now, the work that we had them do earlier this year, when JT took this and made it more succinct, you know, that comes out of our, I don't know where that comes out of, it comes out of somewhere over here.
Professional
Purchase
services.
professional services, yeah, tech services. So some years we, you know, we spend more money with Southern Maine than others.
Mhm.
This year, that's all we have, was just a little bit of stormwater stuff.
Could,
No, go ahead.
what I was gonna ask you is, if something like this ended up being, you know, a positive kind of thing that we hear about, could we be comfortable, let's say, spending $1,000? I mean, I don't even know those kinds of answers, you know, as far as making a decision in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I say we'll listen to them and see what they say. And we've never gotten real fancy with ordinances before. You know, we've had public hearings, we've had literature available, and before the internet and cable, you know, you had to come in and get hard copies of this stuff. Now it's out there in the freaking clouds. So it's real available to anybody that might want to peruse it. Plus, we've got hard copies in here. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it would be more important to decide what to put on a brochure rather than
Right.
what to budget for it, because
Yeah,
what do we want to tell them about
well, I guess
the ordinance? The only thing I would do would be an outline of what's required.
Yeah.
Do we want to do a modified version of it, or?
No, because then, I'm afraid that would just muddy the waters.
Yeah, so I agree, there's a good potential.
Our big thing is
Especially
to
if
get
it's
the
on
information
TV.
out there, see how things go at the public hearing, and then just, you know, keep bugging people to vote, you know.
Mhm. I guess where I'm coming from really is, if we have this discussion in 2 weeks, and she brings the people up from UNH and everybody's around, and okay, we have to at some point make a decision, probably before they leave, or at least be able to tell them something in the
Right,
next day or two
right.
afterwards. Well, not knowing, you know, financially where we are, I have a hard time making a call like that, even if it's the best thing in the world.
Right.
Because I just don't know. And I guess that's really my issue, is what I'm asking.
Would it help to get, to ask Michelle, treasurer for these?
Well, I was gonna find out between now and then, which lines we would end up using on this. And we've got, you know, $1,000 in a couple of different lines. If whatever they could do for us would be less than $1,000, you know, then if you wanted to, we'd go ahead and do it. If you thought it was something that,
Yeah.
you know, would really help.
Well, that makes me feel, at least I have an idea, you know, in my mind. If
But-
somebody said it was gonna be $3,000, I'd say, okay, see ya.
Right.
But if somebody said $700, and I said, well, okay, maybe, then it's something at least we can.
Right.
It is risky for muddying the waters, though. That,
Oh, yeah?
it can be.
Yeah.
Especially because if this goes like most town meetings, we'll be last at the end of a gorgeous day. And people are, just keeping people standing there is gonna be, if you put something in their hands and they take it out of context, all of a sudden, you could have a lot of people lining up in alarm over something that
Yeah.
isn't there. I don't know. I mean, I might be exaggerating, but.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we only had, what, 3 people at the last informational hearing.
Right.
Hopefully at the public hearing, there'll be more people. And we'll get a feeling maybe of how they, you know, how they feel about it. If nobody shows up, if nobody seems to care, well, then I wouldn't worry about it. I think it'll sail right through. If people are upset with it enough, they'll show up at the public hearing, and they'll tell us why they don't like it, if they don't like it. Now, have you guys got any feedback yet on this? Has anyone said anything one way or another about it? Has anyone come in to ask for material?
We had one person come in, but of course, it's online, so you don't know. We did have one person come in for a hard copy.
Yeah, all right. We'll just see what happens at the next meeting with these people.
Yeah.
And, you know, they may be able to do something on the cheap, or they may not.
Mhm.
And, you know, we'll just have to see what we think, see what they think. You know, I'm sure that these prep people have some kind of history doing this thing with other towns and whatnot, and maybe they've got something that works real well, or easily gets the message out there succinctly.
Weren't they the ones that originally got Forest Bell?
I thought it was
Yeah.
Pratt, but it probably was this Pratt,
Well,
because I know it was the
it was from
estuaries.
Durham.
I know it was Piscataqua Estuaries guy.
Yeah,
These are the
Piscataqua.
people that had the meeting when we all met there in Milton Mills at the community house.
Yeah, and they had started before that even.
Right.
They'd been working with AWA and Forest Bell before, but it was
Right.
their, I think it was through them.
It was
or-
their money that paid
Right.
for Forest Bell.
So,
And we were the ones that lucked out because it turned out that Wakefield decided not to come into the deal. So, we got it by default, so there you go. So, we'll talk to them and we'll see what they have to say. All right? And then we'll go from there. Anything else? Oh, look at that. Other business? Yes, anything? Hey, where's Kenny? Uh-oh. Well, that's okay. Not on TV, we'll have to talk. Does anyone have anything? All right then, we met our legal obligation. Good night, Cable Land, thanks for coming. See ya, kids.